What's up, everybody? Let's see here. Looks like we got some people hanging out in here. We have ASO. We have Mr. Buff. Mr. Wilburn's in here. Unfinished projects. Who else? Testa Speed Shop. Mongrels. Good evening, everybody. Got a couple guests backstage. I'm going to bring them in. You all know Mr. Polo C4.
What's up?
He was on Buck Does It the other night. And then we have that Fierro guy. How are you guys doing tonight?
Yeah, doing all right.
Pretty good.
Yeah. He cooked some food
Two
just a
Stall,
bit ago.
NSB, and Buck Does It's in the house. All right, guys. So what have you guys been up to? You got some parts ordered for the Corvette, huh, Mr. Polo?
Yeah, I ended up having to split it because money. I got the power brake booster and the check valve ordered, and then once I get paid again, I'll be ordering the master cylinder.
Oh, yeah. I would ask Mr. Fierro guy what he's got going on with his car, but I already know. So tell us a little bit about that Fierro that's in my garage.
Right now we're waiting on me to send the ECU to ZZ Performance. I'm still trying to figure out how to do that. Like $250 or something like that.
Well, I mean, that's like a pair of shoes, I think.
I mean, so far he's bought a couple of those, so he could have sent it off a couple of times already.
I know. See, I'll wear the same pair of shoes, my old shoes, and buy car parts. He'll figure this out.
I got one pair of shoes I wear that's falling apart, but they're too comfy to throw away. So
Mr. Wilburn says he likes the shirt. I'm assuming he's talking about yours, Mr. Polo.
I would assume so. Can't imagine anyone else's shirt that he.
Well, I do have my grunt style shirt on.
Ah, all right.
Mr. Wilburn says 248 days, 2 hours and 57 minutes to get your cars ready, boys.
Man, it was just 250 days just a bit ago. What the hell happened?
Right.
2 days went by.
My car was ready until I broke it. So.
Hey, same.
So
yeah, but
go ahead.
Oh yeah, that could stuff a football in his car and fix it though. You have to actually replace stuff.
So Cole, hello, Lars. Lars in the house.
Let's see, Colleen Tebow.
Colleen wants to know how old you guys are. Logan's like 10.
34.
Yeah,
oh yeah, 10, yeah.
I'm 23, so.
How old are you, Mr. Fierro guy?
17.
17. Barely old enough to drive.
Driving for a year.
Did you ever ask John what kind of age restrictions there were on going down the track there?
No, I didn't. John, Mr. Wilburn, is that something you can answer? Is there an age restriction on the track, or do you just have to have a driver's license? All right, so you guys are actively putting out. You guys are actively putting out content now. Both your channels is growing pretty good.
I've already tripled what I had before I registered for No Name, so.
Yeah.
Got 73 subscribers now.
Buff says driver's license. John Wilburn says you just have to have a license. So
I have one of those.
Well, then there you go.
I drove the No Name last year.
Yeah, you did. You
So did I. This year we won't be doing that again because I was miserable. I'm not making that drive at midnight again after working.
No, I plan on being there Thursday. I don't know. I haven't made my plan yet. I know I'm camping this year, or we're going to camp this year. Well, you guys can get a hotel if you want. I'm camping
I'll camp.
because I feel like there's a lot of stuff that went on after I went to the hotel that I missed, and I was like, man. So I really want to hang out at the track the whole time this year.
And see, this year I asked for Thursday and Friday off instead of just Friday, so I'll be able to go all 3 days. I'll make it to the car show this time.
So, yeah, maybe I'll leave really, really early Thursday morning, and so I can be
That's a
there
week.
Thursday afternoon.
We left Thursday night, midnight, drove the 6 hours there. That was fucking rough.
Yeah, that was not fun. I drank a Monster for the first time in my life. Like, not sleep on the way there.
When we pulled into because he did the first 3 hours of the drive, I did the last 3 hours. When we pulled into the parking lot for the hotel, I was barely awake pulling in. So
The original plan was to not go to sleep. We were just going to go there and then wait a couple hours and show up, but we realized we probably should get a little bit of sleep at least.
Yeah, we woke up at like 10 or so we got about 4 hours of sleep, and that's what we ran on for Friday.
And this time we'll definitely need some sleep. I don't think being sleep deprived and driving on a track would be a very good idea.
Hey, the difference is driving my car down the track is just like driving it normally. It's still slow. So.
We got Jay from Irish Outlaw Garage in the house. Jay, you got that little AMC done yet? So
Yeah.
I drove my car to Mulberry yesterday, and on the way there, it started driving really funky, and I had a rattle in the back. I was like, "What the crap is going on?" So I didn't really look at it too much. I took my dad for a ride, and it scared the absolute hell out of him. I don't think he'll ever get in my car again. And
it's just a full interior street car. What's so scary?
We got back to the house, and I jacked it up, and I don't know if the coil spring's broke, but it's compressed, like it's stuck down. So I asked Dad if he had a football. He kind of looked at me funny. So got one of his autographed footballs off his shelf.
Oh.
And we let as much air out of it as we could, but it was a little tough to get in there. And then we put the air compressor on it and aired it up. Now the car sets up like a stink bug, and I'm not real impressed with it, but it drives good. I ruined my tire. So
maybe you should put a football on both springs.
I'll just put new springs on it.
Good for no name.
I'm going to put a anti-roll bar in the rear so it don't do that G-body shuffle thing no more.
It looks cool on video, though.
It does look cool on video, but what the video don't show is I got awfully close to that wall, and that scared the hell out of me.
Hey, if No Name taught you anything, is that it looks good sitting still, too. So,
yeah.
I mean, regardless, the car's going to look good.
JB Little Shop. So that's going to be another supercharged V6 there at the No Name Nationals there, Mr. Fierro guy. Maybe you guys should race.
Yeah, I'm very, very intrigued to see how his V6 runs.
John Wilburn says you got a race to win that won't happen, Dad.
Yeah.
I'm going to race this year. I just took my transmission over Friday to the transmission shop, and we tore it all apart. So that was fun. It was actually find out it was actually a really good transmission, but you know,
emphasis on was.
Well, it still is, but I'm basically sounds like I'm just going to use the shell because he sent me like $2,000 shopping list. So My OnlyFans will be up tonight.
Hey, my car doesn't run either, so I mean,
My car. I
until
can
recently
drive
we
my
couldn't even
car.
push it until we fixed the tow. You couldn't even push it backwards. That was not easy.
So Buff knows about being towed out on the track. So that's the pass he made.
Hey, his car looked good doing it though. I really liked seeing that car. It was really cool watching everyone get it working and everything over the weekend. It was pretty cool.
Backwards too. Oh man. Yeah, but that Pontiac runs now. We heard it. I heard it. I watched the video. It cold started.
Sounds good too. Oh, it sounds. I should say. It makes noise. It makes noise.
Buff ran the negative 660.
So I'm trying to decide. I want to know what the chat thinks. What do you think about running a hood exit for no name and no hood?
Might offend the Fiero guy here. You run with no hood.
That's fine.
Yeah, I drew the skull, by the way. That was his most viewed video for a while.
Right. It was. But now you got to do another one because I'll have. Mr. Wilburn says you don't need a hood to pass text, so we don't care.
Hey, there we go.
Do you need a hatch?
I think Buff
If
just
I take-
found this hood the other day when he was doing his Firebird Trans Am
Hey,
video.
if I take my hood off, that's pretty much my whole front end. So I mean,
Weight
it'd
reduction.
be a lot of weight reduction.
Yeah, weight reduction.
Get below 3,000 if I take the hood off, probably.
It'd be a close race between you and me then.
ASO, no, it is not September yet. Do not make those numbers go by any faster than they need to yet. I have a lot of money to spend and a lot of stuff to do.
I have a lot of
God.
yeah. My car has to like do something.
Oh, that's right. Redbeard did run with no front end. Yeah, but
Oh yeah.
his car looks good going down the track no matter what's not on it.
And John's counting down again.
You barely even see it go down the track. You hear it, and that's about it.
I really wanted to see him and Nivlak run against each other. I think that would have been a cool race.
They raced the Nova and the Demon.
I think
I wanted to see that little Datsun though.
Did you see his Volvo he's building?
I don't think I have.
Yeah,
You need to go to Nivlak 57. Check out that Volvo he's building. That thing's wild. Another
Yeah.
5200 turbo car.
I was watching the live for a little while, like a week ago, where they were putting the motor in the car.
Yes, Buff, it's a family event. That's why you are not going to be topless in the pits. Nobody wants to see that. I will be pitted next to you.
Maybe this year I'll get some pictures of the Le Mans and the Grand Prix together if he's bringing it again.
John says when you have a
Which one?
540 and makes 1,000 horsepower, you don't need a front clip.
That's
Yeah,
a good
that-
point. He does have multiple Grand Prix here.
That was his NA setup, guys. I'm just saying there's going to be a power adder. He's either using all the nitrous on the planet or a big ass blower. I'm not sure which one yet, but
Can tell you which one will look cooler.
yeah, Bub. Which Grand Prix, Dylan?
I meant the big one, not so much the little one. I mean, it'd still be cool to get pictures of them all together, though.
I wouldn't necessarily call it a 90 8 Grand Prix little.
It's
Personally.
littler than the 63 at least.
Yeah, it's not like a Sunfire or nothing.
They're decent sized cars. Still bigger than my car, I think. So
Buff, we're putting that 671 on something else. We're turboing with the Grand Prix. I already have a plan for that, man.
put the 671 on my car. I wouldn't complain.
Did you really cut a hole in your hood?
Your ZF6.
Ah, okay, yeah, never mind. I don't think I can do that.
Oh man. So what's your game plan for the vet, Dylan? Are you going to do anything to it for No Name, or are you just going to try to get it running? And
I think this year I'll probably just keep it stock. I'd like to pick up some parts here and there between now and then, but I don't know if I'd get them all installed by that point. Because the problem is I'm not a mechanic like most of these guys are, so.
yeah, me neither. If I was, my shit wouldn't break all the time.
I also think that the Pro Street Aztec needs a 671 blower.
I just think the Pro Street Aztec needs to show up at all because I think that'd be pretty sweet to see.
Jay,
Definitely be different.
I just want to see a running Aztec in person.
Jay, I'm just going to tell you that I had a 5.3 in my garage that was 20 over and had standard pistons in it, and it ran and didn't smoke. So, I mean, I wouldn't worry too much about how much stone home you do. So, yeah, my transmission list is about a half a page long and a lot of money. So, if anybody wants to donate to the Punisher Le Mans Garage Fund, I will be in Vegas next week. Maybe I'll just gamble my money and see if I can double it or something.
Get yourself a membership made like what Dalton at Pole Barn has. This is like 99 cents a month.
You can't do that till you get 4,000 subscribers in your. Yes, Buff. That Pro Streak Aztec needs to happen.
By 2030, I might have 4 Fieros.
And 8 motors?
Yeah.
Your mom better have more room.
By 2030, I better have a house.
The car has a 5-speed in it right now. Currently, it's an AR5 out of a Pontiac Solstice. It's fun on the street, but after last year's catastrophic failure, I am not tempting fate with drag strip and that 5-speed. I still have third gear in my oil pan.
It's under my car.
That is true.
Got No Name history under my Fiero. hey, that's what Dylan says. You put an engine in the front and back and make it all-wheel drive Fiero.
I keep trying to tell him. He refuses to do it.
You know, it's a stupid idea.
You've got the motors, so make it work.
I don't have the money.
Those transmissions are hard to find there, buddy. It took me a while to find one to put in it.
We tried to find a spare the day he broke it.
This is true.
Yeah, I'm going TH400. It's going to have a billet everything, lightweight everything, and it's going to have a I can't remember the name brand. It's going to have a valve body with a manual valve body with a brake and second gear leave option. Try to keep the front end on the ground. It's a little sketchy when it does wheelies.
You don't like not having control over where you're going?
Well, I like to see where I'm going. See, because when I pulled the front wheels off the ground, you don't know where you're at until the car comes down. But I just drove and shifted gears. I figured if I come down and hit the wall, then I'll fix it.
ASO wants an intake like yours, Logan, like on your Fiero.
A supercharger?
Yeah.
You can buy those really, really cheap. The local pick and pull has a whole freaking yard full of them.
Do you have a 3800? Because I have 2 extra superchargers.
Is that 2 extra, including the one you owe Buff? Oh, no, you owe him a transmission. Never mind.
I'll give him a supercharger. We'll double stack them. Buff needs 2 superchargers on the red Grand Prix.
I thought about going with the Glide, but it costs a lot more to build, and in the end, it's just really not worth it. They're just there's no advantage to it really, other than lightweight.
I can tell you what I'll be running at No Name. Whatever
Nitrous.
came under the car.
Nitrous.
I don't think so.
Why not?
Why not?
Do you guys have nitrous money? I haven't looked at prices, but I can't imagine it's cheap.
I bet I could come up with it. I have friends.
You've got a lot of contacts. I'm sure you could figure out a way.
3,800. What's in alumina? Depending on what year the alumina is, they had the 3.1 and the 3.4. I don't know if they ever came with the 3.8 though.
There's a 90s Lumina just down the road from where I'm at. It's really nice. Pretty clean car. I think an old couple owns it.
Yes, Buff. We love Boost.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, I keep telling him I want to boost the Vet, but I need a parts list put together first.
Yeah,
Hey,
John, I've never used nitrous before, so his car would be my guinea pig.
I don't know about all that. I like my car being in one piece. I don't know about being the guinea pig here.
Yeah, his L9. Your L98's a TPI, right?
Yep. It says in big letters on the side, tune port injection.
I want to put an L98 in the Fiero. But
If you guys watch Finnegan, I was watching him today. He put nitrous on a Chevy Love and blew it up. But it lasted a long time, so maybe we could reach out to Finnegan and ask him how he makes his stuff live on nitrous. Let's see.
Also, the Vet doesn't have a lot of hatch space. It's decently sized, but
There's plenty of room for a nitrous bottle.
I'm just saying I don't want to sacrifice my hatch space. What little I
We'll
have.
take the console out and put it between your seats. That way it's easy to reach. I'm hearing a lot of excuses here, Mr. Polo.
If it has
I already told you I don't want to run nitrous on the car. I think a turbo would be fun.
I agree with John Wilburn.
I do too.
But I don't want to blow it up. I like my car being how it is.
Yeah, but
It might
it'll
be
be
slow, but
Oh yeah, but if you have a 5.3, then you'll be faster than a ZR1. So
Yeah, you would. There is that.
but it wouldn't be as cool as a ZR1.
I would argue that.
So
I think the second you would drive it and put your foot down, you would think it's much cooler.
Maybe. I'd have to drive a ZR1 to compare, though.
So I got my new helmet. Are you guys looking at helmets, or I don't even know if your car's
Yeah,
not fast. I don't know if you have to have a helmet though.
I saw so I was looking at Snell certified helmets, and then I had a heart attack, and then I put my phone down.
Jody bought mine for me. It was 200 and something, but
That's not terrible.
Hey, John Wilburn, doesn't matter what year it was Snell certified.
but 2015 and up is what it has to be.
Oh, really?
Is what I
Yeah,
right?
I can't get like a 90s or 80s or 90s Snell certified helmet. That'd be a lot cheaper.
I have one of those, and the tech guy's like, "Yeah, you're not wearing that next year."
So
Yeah,
What's considered fast exactly here?
Not my car.
Not mine either. I got to make a pass.
I could get away with a DOT helmet in my car. I don't think you could though.
You need a unicorn bicycle helmet. I'm just saying.
I'd wear one. 7 something.
Let's say 765. Yeah, there it is. 765 or quicker.
Hello, Busted Radio Garage. Welcome.
I have a Fiero. I don't think I need to worry about it being very fast.
Even if the car's fast, you got to be able to drive it. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
We've been playing some games together since he got his little sim racing set up, and he can't keep anything in a straight line on a drag race on there. So I'd be worried for No Name.
Well, I can't either on games.
Yeah, the sim racing sucks. The car like steers for you.
Okay,
I do need to bring a fire extinguisher for the Fiero. I don't want it lighting on fire.
So John says you guys will need helmets. DOT helmet will suffice. If you're running 765 and quicker, you need a Snell 2015 and newer. So you guys should be good.
Testas was saying he doesn't even know what upgrades you can do to a TPI. There's plenty of stuff you can do. They make all sorts of parts for him still.
Oh yeah.
I mean, people put the TPI motors in damn near everything that they can fit it in.
You can
You
still
put it
buy
on
the
Fiero.
You can still buy the LT4 hot stuff cam and LT4 intake and stuff for it, and they're actually not that bad.
Yes, you can buy upgraded cam headers, all that stuff. You can upgrade the whole motor. They still make plenty of parts for them.
So, John, that's a good idea. I actually ordered a fire extinguisher to bolt to my roll cage because I had a fuel leak on my car the other day, and I was thinking it could have been disastrous. I've seen all those cars burnt to the ground, so I think I was like, well, I better get a fire extinguisher. So,
yeah, if my car caught on fire, it'd be gone. Fiberglass and fire don't mix too well.
If you're pitted anywhere next to Buff and Dalton, you should probably have a fire extinguisher. They like to catch crap on fire.
Yeah, they just have a bunch of flamethrowers on their car.
So I'm curious, John, and I know you posted that video with the safety stuff, but I don't remember catching anything about fire suits. Do you know how fast you have to go before you're supposed to have a fire suit?
That's actually a good question. I didn't think to ask that one. When I was in the live with him, I was asking if I needed to change anything on my car. And he said I shouldn't really have to worry about too much. Aside from draining the coolant and everything still. But
So when we put the Fiero together, we'll just put water in it with the water wetter and call it a day. And then after No Name, we'll put antifreeze in it.
I've never heard of water wetter. What is that?
It's a little bottle you pour in water because drag strips and most dirt tracks don't allow antifreeze either. So
All right.
it's an additive that keeps corrosion from happening, like your water pump and all that stuff.
$11.49 and a quarter is a fire jacket.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have to worry about that. I'll be lucky to break 15.
Whoops.
So you're gonna need a fire jacket.
Colleen says it makes the water cooler too. I don't know about that. Everything I had it in ran hot anyway, so. And I couldn't keep my dirt track car together long enough to find out if it helped.
Too bad that jacket we got you ain't fireproof. That'd be a pretty cool race suit for you.
So since
Have you shown that off on your channel yet?
No, not yet. It's
You
been
wear
too
it
warm to
off.
wear it.
I mean, I guess that's true.
I did wear it the other day and I had to take it off. I was sweating.
At least
John,
it's a good jacket then.
Since my car ran 649 in the 8th, I'm assuming I better buy a fire jacket too. I have a
Probably
fire
pretty
suit
safe
from when I raced dirt track race, but I can guarantee you I cannot fit in it anymore.
Buff's always got the best tips and tricks.
See, that's why him and Dalton make a good duo.
So what do I do if my car already has a temp gauge then, Buff? Do I
Pick
just
the-
unplug it or
Yeah,
Replace it with something else.
hook it up to something different?
Put a clock there. It's a C4 Corvette, so your HVAC doesn't work anyway.
so Buff saying just don't hook it up. That's like when I don't check my blood sugar because I don't want to know if my blood sugar's high. So I just eat what I want, don't check my blood sugar. Then
Or hit it with a hammer.
sometimes stuff needs a tappy tap or a wacky whack, depending on how stiff. Yeah, shouldn't have said that. Depending on how stubborn whatever you're trying to move is. if the red light's on, you're good. If the red light's not on, you're good. Yeah, usually those lights don't come on till after, damage is over, especially oil pressure. Oh, crap. Well, let's see.
John Wilburn says 318s will survive the apocalypse. I beg to differ, all right? I had one and it killed itself.
Yeah,
Well,
it did die pretty catastrophically. Unfortunately, I was the one driving it, so I had to buy a 360 to put in it.
hey, I mean, if it makes you feel better, I also killed the truck when I drove it. So, difference is we couldn't fix it that time. We had to sell it. So,
Yeah, I don't know, Buff. It's you can fix an engine if it blows up, but you can't exactly rebuild somebody if their heart blows up or something.
You belong in the Hall of Fame, apparently.
hey, I'll take it.
Well,
At least I'll be in
technically,
some sort
I
of
was
Hall of Fame.
driving it when the motor blew up, though. Who was moving? Remember?
Yeah.
I was driving
I
it back
remember.
from Fort Scott.
Yep.
Yeah, I just put a piece of tape over the check engine light on my Civic. I just ignore it.
John, I don't know if you guys watched or seen where John was talking about his tires. Now, that's one thing I draw the line on. John's a little more gutsy on tires than me. If
you say that, Logan,
If
how
it's
old
not-
are the tires on your Civic?
I'm not talking about
I-
age, I'm talking about tread.
Well, if they don't have any tread on it, then they're just slicks. That's when you move it to the race car.
He's fine as long as there's no steel showing. Like if it's in the second layer of rubber, it's still got rubber.
My old
I-
Lexus, I don't know if it was intentional camber, if it was just because the car sucked, but I chewed through the corners of my tires pretty quick because someone had it set up all sorts of fucking goofy.
Yeah, but that kid that owned it before you was an idiot. So
For the record, those I've never mentioned this like on YouTube or anything. When I got the car, the battery died on me one day, and looked at it, couldn't figure out anything. Had my dad here look at it. It was a side post battery mounted sideways, so the terminals were facing up, and battery acid had leaked all over the engine bay.
yeah, I had never seen anybody do that before. John's never worked at a tire shop. Maybe he has, I don't know, but I used to be that way until I worked at a tire shop. Now I'm like,
way I see it, I've never had a blowout, but I'd like to keep it that way. So I'd play it safe with tires.
Well, my tires are pretty bald on the back of my car now. I didn't realize I had killed them already, but
I'm not surprised.
It was the Christmas tree that did it, huh? Put
maybe
'em in.
that was not the last burnout though.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
It was funny seeing in the comments on those videos, everyone was like, your potty track isn't working.
I was aware.
When you watched the video, he was like, hey, something's going on with my car.
Hey, I found out my car will spin both tires at the same time. I figured that out. Problem is, I don't know how to keep them spinning without killing it. So
Colleen is 100% correct. You never want to buy a vehicle that was mechanic owned.
Yeah, when it says mechanic owned, you should just look for a different car.
That just means that they drove the crap out of it. They never changed the oil or fixed anything because they didn't feel like it.
isn't that how the Civic pretty much is? I mean, had goats crawl all over it and that sort
It's
of thing.
fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm sketchy. I got a football in my coil spring. It's still in there, and I drove it today.
If there's oil in it, why change it?
Just backyard upgrades.
That's one thing I try to do.
Good news is, Logan Civic, it's got enough oil covering the engine block. If he ever needs to change it, he just has to run it for a little bit. And
That's how I
catch
know
the
it
oil
has
that's on.
oil. When it stops leaking, I have to change the oil.
John, that's one thing I would never buy an ex rental car. As Jeff Foxworthy said it best. He said that his grandma will drive real slow, but when she's in a rental car, it sees more airtime than a skateboard at the X Games.
Back when my old Porsche was down, I thought about renting a car, and man, I thought that'd be a lot cheaper than it actually is. It is not cheap.
Does anybody have any questions for these two on their cars or their builds or anything like that?
I could talk about my car history. I've had some interesting cars. Well, really, I've just had the one interesting car that was a piece of shit, but
I've seen that video where you towed your Roadrunner. I was pretty impressed with that actually.
One of our
Yeah,
cars
37.
are already done, and it's mine we have to worry about.
how
My
done
answer
are we
is probably.
considered done? Technically, I could drive my car. It's just coming to a stop that's the hard part.
Who's gonna have the fastest time? Oh, me, easily.
Well, which car runs?
Does yours run? Because mine runs.
Okay, well, we're talking about in the future here. If my car is running,
Huh. You do, huh?
Listen,
Brakes
I
are-
don't know a lot about Pontiacs, so I mean, I could do some trivia, but I can't say it'd be anything, that
I
everyone
can
else
have
doesn't already know.
Fiero Part 2 episode.
John wants to see that two brothers do a bracket race, best of three,
See, that'd be kind of fun.
and the winner gets to race me.
In a bracket race?
Sure.
I'll do a heads up race. It'd still be, completely one sided, but
Now we'll say the winner gets to race Buff.
hey, either way it'd be fun. I wouldn't complain about either one.
John wants to know where the name Mr. Polo came from.
It was the first thing that popped into my head when I made my YouTube channel. My car's the name of the paint on my car is Polo Green Metallic, so I just threw together some words and called it good. I didn't want to be another garage channel because I'm not a mechanic, so I felt like calling my channel something garage wouldn't have been too fitting.
Colleen, I'm not going to ask any questions. Well, so we know where that Fiero guy came from.
Yeah, I'm that guy with the Fiero.
I think it should be that Civic guy.
Yeah, let's do that.
So
Yeah,
far.
I worked on that car more.
So there's a red Honda Civic that a friend of mine owns that wants to race your Fiero when it's done.
I've seen the videos of the Civic. I think that'd be an interesting race.
That's the one with 500 horsepower, isn't it?
It's at least.
On a bad day.
How? Okay. Why does people ask you how your name came from, Buff? Because your name is Buffington. So Buff's Garage just.
I assumed it was because he's so jacked.
Good night, Ed. We'll see you later. I'm going to give you a holler. I'm probably going to bring that 5.3 block up to you here in the next couple weeks.
I'm noticing a lack of sound mountain here. You must have been scared off by the Fiero with its factory motor there.
I was talking to him earlier, but I forgot to tell him he's having this.
My monster of a GM car must have scared him off.
I want to see all of your cars run.
I want to see that all-wheel drive Trans Am done by No Name Nationals.
I think that's probably the one that I'm keeping the closest eye on. That's fascinating for me. Can't say I've ever heard of that being done. I'm sure it has, but
So I watched today. There's a guy that has a Olds Cutlass 442, one of the G body styles, and he used Trailblazer SS drivetrain under it to do an all-wheel drive swap, and it's turbo.
Well, I know a guy that has a Trailblazer SS, but I don't think he'd be willing to donate the drivetrain out of it.
There's a white one in Buddies. The
Is there?
motor and transmission's gone, but actually the Trailblazer is nice. It still had the SS seats and everything in it. I couldn't believe that. Well,
I
that's
need to
good.
convince
Well,
him.
with all the drive shafts that got broke last year, Leighton, we'll definitely probably need one on hand.
Definitely a good idea. Hell, if you decided to charge for it, you could probably walk out making bank.
I'll have a motor or two and an extra transmission or two on standby.
Do we need to throw one in the back of the truck? Oh, I gotta figure out how I'm getting my car there since I sold my Yukon and I don't have a truck or trailer. So
That's what I've been trying to think of for the Vet. I don't think it'll break because, it's not making much power, but on the off chance it does, I'd hate to be stuck there because I drove it down.
I'm gonna drive I'll buy a second Fiero, and then I'll haul my Fiero with the other Fiero.
a U-Haul truck.
Yeah, I'll take the hatch off and put a winch or whatever for a trailer. And then
Buff, I don't know if you've priced U-Haul car dollies and stuff, but they are not cheap.
yeah, we were gonna use one to get the Fiero, but it was like $300 for.
Just to take it from KC to Joplin.
Hey, Leighton, are you gonna have? What are you bringing this year?
See, the other problem is my truck's also broken. So even if I got a trailer, the thing pulling it wouldn't be, it's still out of commission. So
See, I'm actually considering driving my car. My main problem is my car runs on E85, and there is not enough gas stations that sell E85 between here and Sykeston.
how much sound dampener you got on the interior of your car right now?
A lot. I put down that boom mat, and then it's got a layer of sound deadener, and then the carpet. Plus, I sprayed that bed liner on it before I put the carpet and stuff in.
So it's actually fairly quiet in there then?
Yeah, actually, now that I got the window seals in, you could probably even listen to a radio now.
Oh, damn. All right. Because I know my car on a 6-hour drive is not something I'm looking forward to.
Oh, Logan's
Those
ridden in my
exhausts
car.
sound good.
Logan said my car is quieter inside than yours.
Oh yeah,
That's not surprising.
We could actually have a conversation.
I like the exhaust on my car, but it drones a lot on the highway. It gets really loud.
It's ridiculous. That's my fear for my car. Is it's going to be too loud. Difference is mine's a V6, so that's not necessarily a good thing.
Well, the difference with yours is he has that hatch and everything, so there's not a lot. There's glass in between him and the exhaust. Yours has all the everything, and it's got that whole back of the cabin too. So
Yeah.
what's
Buff
up,
says it's never
Jeffro?
too loud.
Jeffro from Two Hacks.
Buff,
seen
I
him.
disagree. I went to a car show with a straight piped C4, and it did not sound good.
I don't think straight pipe anything sounds good.
I thought it might, but I heard when that guy left, it dude. I was grateful for the mufflers I have on mine.
I am anti straight pipe anything.
So Jeff's bringing that T-Bird with the 521 cubic inch big block Ford. I think we should have an award for whoever has the most cubic inches at No Name Nationals. Of course, Redbeard's got a 540, so
There's going to be a lot of 300s in there. Mine's a 350. I'm sure there's going to be a couple others, but
my car's got a smaller motor than yours.
yeah. It's a what, 325 or 7 or something? It's a weird number.
Yep, 325.
There it is. All right.
325.6, actually, I think is what it is. But
Yes, I knew it was something weird, but
if I could find a 6.0 worth the money, I'd put that in there. But they're bringing stupid money still.
it's not surprising. I'd sell you a 5.7, but it's got a knock, so I don't think you'd want it at the moment. Thunder Chicken's gonna be fun. Yeah, I bet it will be.
Huh. It's interesting. The only straight pipes I would have is if I had side pipes. Then I would
Yeah.
do it. Yeah, that Thunder Chicken of Jeff's is going to be nasty.
See, I drove my buddy's. He's got a 95, so his has the LT1 motor in it, and his is factory as far as I can tell, exhaust wise. Pretty sure it's all stock, and I could actually talk to people in the car when I drove it. It was a lot nicer.
Is this car faster than yours?
Oh yeah. Well, okay, that's because we swapped cars for a day, and he said my car had a lot of lower end torque, and his car was more on the high end, is where his torque came in. So I guess it'd be kind of hard to say. I know if you look at numbers, I'm pretty sure those LT1s are faster on paper, but
Howdy,
his car
Landon.
also had the FX3 like selectable suspension, where you can choose between like sport, I forget what all the modes are called, but basically like touring, sport. So his rode a lot softer than mine because that Z51 suspension is not soft in the slightest. Might
NSP
be
Custom
track
says he's planning out a 572, but it won't be done. That's a lot of cubic inches.
That's a big motor. Yeah, Testas, his has the OptiSpark. I don't think he's had any issues with his just yet, but I've heard all the horror stories about him.
That the LT1 is a solid platform. The OptiSpark is the worst part about that whole setup. Other
I
than
know,
that, the
but from what
LT1, man, they actually hurt some feelings back in the day.
From what I've heard, you can pretty much remove the like they make kits to replace the OptiSpark. You can either make it, more water resistant, or you can just get rid of it altogether. And
You can actually run Holly on it.
all right, that'd be pretty cool.
That's what they did. Have you ever seen Tick Performance Grub Worm car?
I have not.
It's an LT1 car. It's the fastest stick shift car in the nation.
No, all right.
But they run Holly on theirs.
Yeah. If the water pump fails, it's pretty much done. You also can't wash the underside of your car. I'm in a couple C4 groups on Facebook, and the amount of posts I see throughout the week, hey, I washed my car and now my motor isn't running right. What happened? It's pretty amusing, if I'm being honest.
Well, if that LT1's in an F body, you can't change the spark plugs either.
Can you not?
Not very easy.
All right.
You about have to pull the engine out to change the spark plugs.
I did see a post yesterday. The guy was replacing his brake booster like I'm going to be doing. And people in the comments were saying to make it easier, you should remove the seat. So that doesn't have me too hopeful for how simplistic it's going to be.
So that Fiero guy has to swap valve covers on his car. And I'm going to video that because that's going to be interesting.
Are they a pain to get to?
Yeah, the valve cover, you can't even really see it. Why didn't swap
you
sides?
cannot put oil in the motor, at least not very easily right now.
Or you could take a valve cover off one of your parts motors.
And then just have two oil ports.
It ain't gonna hurt nothing.
Nope.
Buff says pull the engine to swap valve covers. That's a negative, Ghost Rider. I'm not pulling the motor out of that car. I'm hoping to get it. I just want to get it running.
Logan here's got a plan. He wants two different motors that he plans to just swap out whenever he wants.
Well, he better get good at changing them.
I want to say it was more Punisher's idea than mine at first, but I don't know if he.
I'm just saying. I just said build a race car with one of them.
I found a Fiero earlier for $400.
I seen that. So 2024 build, maybe?
Maybe.
Say turbo 3800 swapped.
That's what I heard.
Hey, if we rebuild the 5.7 in my truck, just take
I
that
think
out.
the
Put it in
second
there.
Fiero doesn't have a rear bumper and it has twin turbo and exhaust, leaving out the turbos like on a Huracan.
That could be pretty neat to look at.
That would be.
As a matter of fact, just put a Huracan kit body on it while you're at it.
In fact, just weld the 3800s together and make a V12.
You
I don't
laugh,
see
but I
why
bet
not.
it's been done.
Oh, I'm sure. People have done goofier
GM
shit
probably
than that.
did it.
I actually watched a video. What was it on? It was on Engine Masters. They put two big block Chevys together, and it actually made a lot more horsepower. Crank
So
to
they made
crank.
a V16 then, or they make a W16?
Well, yeah, it'd be a V16, but
Well, I didn't know if they did it long ways or.
Yeah, they did it long ways. Two complete big blocks, crank to crank. You'll see a lot of the pulling tractors do it, and the pulling trucks and stuff like that.
All right.
But they did it because a lot of people have said, that it's a stupid idea, but it actually did double the horsepower.
So what they do, a custom cam and everything, or how'd they just put two together, or what they do?
Yeah, they just put two together. They're actually two separate engines.
Huh. That's fascinating. I mean, hey, I could put a V12 in my car. GM did it back in the 90s, so they also had to stretch the front end out about another foot, but
No,
They made
just
it work, I
get rid
guess.
of all the cooling.
Oh,
I
you
can't
didn't
imagine
miss.
how long the intake on that had to be.
You just missed a bunch of rambling, Leighton. Did you tell Big Block hi for us?
I'll be honest though. I mean, I think No Name this year is going to be pretty exciting. John said there's looking like it's going to be quite a few people there. So I think it's going to be a really fun time again. Last year was pretty fun, but this year I'll actually get to go down the track. So I'm looking forward to that.
I'm kind of hoping for a lot of spectators this year. Like last year, I was glad there wasn't because, I mean, we didn't have to deal with a lot of people. It was just the no-name people pretty much. But it'd be kind of cool to have a full stand this year. Plus, it would help, help the track out and all that stuff.
My only concern, and I think I talked to Buff about it, is if you have too many people, if they're allowed to walk around like we were last year, then you're going to get asked the same, 10 questions for 2 days in a row.
Here you go, guys. He wants to see the brothers team up against brothers.
I call Hunter.
Did you guys know that Hunter and Dakota's timeout are brothers? Because I didn't know that until John told me.
I can't say I did.
It makes sense now because they kind of jump in together, while arguing with people. So,
Hey, I've argued with Hunter plenty during the power hours. Him and I are opposite ends of the spectrum there when it comes to cars.
Yeah, I'll keep Pontiac bunkers away from my car.
that would be pretty good, though. Let's see. Dakota's timeout has a 74 or 75 Firebird.
That's a good point, John. Let's see. I mean, I was there to support my dad here, so I wasn't going to sit in the stands regardless. But I just got the added bonus of meeting a lot of cool people while I was there.
I guess I just assumed that everybody that was in the pits was there with somebody from No Name.
I got asked so many times last year, hey, what's your channel? Who are you? What car do you have? I had to explain so many times that I was just a spectator. This time, they'll have a car to show off, so that'll be cool.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, Corvette.
I don't know how many Corvettes are going to be there, though. From what I've heard, it's not too many.
Well, there wasn't any there last year, so it'll be one more than last year.
Surprise, surprise, I'll be the only C4, I'd imagine. But that's
right now, it's looking like I'm going to have the fastest Fiero at the No Name Nationals.
Even if it's not running, it'll be the fastest Fiero there, unless someone else decides to bring
one. If it's not running, I'll push it down the track.
Rich 220, welcome. I don't know if you guys ever watched Rich's channel. He's got a 57 Chevy Bel Air. I think it's a 4-door.
All right.
Redoing. Pretty cool car.
So I try to keep track of all these guys' channels, but I'll admit I don't do too well about watching each and every one of them very often because there's just so many people to keep track of. I think John said yesterday there's like 7,000 videos under the hashtag No Name Nationals. So it's pretty much impossible to try and keep track of everyone. And I'm terrible at it to begin with. So
do it. Bring out the Fiero. We have a Fiero racing team. Fieros versus the world.
Jeff, right now my only goal is to make it down the track. But I know of a few, if they show up, I'm going to embarrass. I'm just saying.
What he meant to say was everyone under Redbeard.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
I know, because that implies that I'm going to be outrunning the Nivlac 57 guys, and that's not happening.
That's true.
Yeah,
I do hope to have the fastest Pontiac at No Name Nationals. I'm pretty confident that I will.
NSB, I agree. It is a rabbit hole. That's why I've been trying to do these, like hop on people's lives so I can actually talk to people here and there.
Now, this was just a little impromptu thing that I thought I would throw the boys on here so people could ask them questions. That Fiero guy works too much.
I have a car to build.
Or shoes to buy. Hey, is my co-host calling me out? Is that what this is?
This will be the most exciting power hour that you guys have. No Name Nationals next year. You two go up against each other. So what do you do then in the last 15 minutes? You throw trivia at each other while you're going down the track, or?
I know next year, or I know 2024 or 2023, we will be doing Power Hour from probably the car show or the track, something, because we'll both be there this year. Last year,
I say just do a fully live power hour. Set up a whole booth. And sit down.
Hey, get a green screen behind you so you can just look like you're at home still or something. Buff says do it from Lambert's.
Get a smack to a roll while you're on live. That'd be pretty legit.
In front of a couple hundred people, you just bam.
I did see somebody get smoked with a roll while we was down there, and that's pretty awesome.
Punisher stole someone's roll while we were down there too.
No, I intercepted it. They probably wasn't going to catch it anyway. Mopars, Mustangs, and minivans. Hello. Yes, throw rolls. They are the best. Although sometimes the people throwing them, I know why they don't have a baseball career. I'm just glad that's the only side dish they throw. I mean, it'd be pretty awkward if they was throwing like okra or something.
Coleslaw.
Potatoes.
Just scoop out the spoon. Awesome.
I bet they want to.
Stuffing.
I bet they want to sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. I bet if I was working there, I'd be like, throw this at you.
I bet they try to hit people sometimes with those rolls. I guarantee. At the very least, the thought in the back of the head, like, man, I could just nail someone with this roll. Wouldn't even get in trouble either.
Colleen says her and her son's gonna have a mother-son race. That would be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. Oh, guys.
Oh, what's up?
I'll race Punisher too, but I'll
go ahead.
I'll cut a couple of hoses before I do that.
I'll tell you what. You can drive the Punisher car, and I'll drive the Fiero, and I'll still win.
Ooh, that'd be pretty amusing. I'd be scared to let him drive the Punisher car, though. I think he'd wreck it. Like I said, we could swap cars, but you'd be going pretty slow. So I don't know if you'd manage to still beat me. I think the power difference there is just too much to make up for the driver experience.
Buff said, "Now that's a call out."
We've already had a few. Buff's calling out Punisher. Punisher's calling out Fiero guy. It's been a pretty exciting live already.
I'm not gonna lie. I'll race anybody who lines up next to me. I'll even race Redbeard. At least he'll have an easy W. Unless I flip him Benjamin at the starting line and say, "Hey, if you could, shut it off at like the 60-foot mark, just let me win. That'd be all right."
His car was really cool to watch though last year, so I'm excited to see what he does this time around.
A 79 Aspen with a 440. Oh yeah, I think I've seen that on your channel. That would be pretty cool. I kind of like those cars. There, John said he has horrible throwing arm. He could shoot a hole through a roll across the parking lot, but that would be frowned upon.
Won't be fast. She's going to stop.
Let's see here.
Hey, late. Don't feel too bad. I'll have a stock motor too. So
650 miles.
if we're being technical, the Fiero's going to have a stock motor too.
It is, yeah.
Not really.
Not stock for that car, but it's a stock 3800.
Yeah,
The
motor
3800
stock.
Yeah, I guess technically.
My car has a stock 5.3 if we're going with that. I mean, it's still 5.3.
I guess if that's how broad we're going for stock, then
Yeah,
like
the
most people here
motor,
qualifying.
the block will be stock. Yes.
We'll go with stock bottom. My car is a stock bottom end 5.3. We'll go with that.
Mine's a stock bottom end 5.7 and top end and middle and everything else about it.
Oh,
I
Tesla.
forget how many miles it was.
Who came from California last year in the Dodge truck that was LS swapped?
That thing was pretty.
Was that
Pretty
Night
crazy.
Wrencher? Is that who that was?
I think that sounds about right.
That is dedication right there.
He drove there. In that
I know
truck, didn't he?
Mongrels came down from Canada, but he drove Big Block 402's Mustang.
Bit of
Yeah,
a
I thought
comfy
the
ride, I'm sure.
6-hour drive was bad.
I don't know how many miles that was though.
From here to California, that would be like let's see here, it's 1,300 from here to Phoenix, so that'd be another
few hundred or so.
yeah.
Hell no, more than that.
It'd probably be like 1,800 miles. That's a lot of
decent
driving.
distance. Logan, you remember how many miles it was from KC to Sykeston? Because I don't remember.
Or like 700, 600 miles.
I really don't remember.
Round
I'll look
trip.
it up. I'm using my phone as a camera, so I guess I could look it up real quick. Hold on, because I'm curious. Pull up Google Maps real quick here. Sykeston, Missouri. Directions from. Let's go Kansas City Mall.
Buff said 430.
378.
Buff said 430 miles for him, but that's 12 hours with tire changes and stuff.
I'm getting around 400 is what I'm seeing for distance for us. So
I was slightly off.
a little bit, yeah.
What's going on there?
I think we still beat the time it said we were going to get there at, though.
Well, if I'm driving, we're always going to beat the time. That's just a given. Especially when there's no cops.
I will say the drive back was pretty nice, though. There were some pretty cool hills we drove between and stuff on the way back.
Yeah, if only the B17 put out enough power to actually go up a hill.
Had it floored and it was still decelerating going up it. It was kind of sad.
Almost as bad as the Yukon.
The difference is the Yukon weighs double what your Civic weighs. So
I don't have the Yukon anymore. I sold it.
I guess that's true, yeah.
Justin bought it since Logan wouldn't sell him the Civic back.
So what were you
Um,
saying? You said you were going to put a 355 in my truck. Is that what you were saying?
yeah.
Got to figure out a way to. How much power is that motor putting out?
375.
Probably around 325 or so.
That's still.
But it's going to kill it with that throttle body, though.
Would it?
Yeah, it won't be much faster than it was with that throttle body.
All right. I don't need anything faster. I was just curious.
It'll sound good though.
It'll have more torque.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Thing can't even pull its own ass half the time.
Well, I'm going to have to cut this thing off here in just a few minutes because I got to get up in the morning and drive to the airport and then fly to Vegas. And it's
Man, that'll be fun for you, though. I think just don't spend too much money. Don't do anything to get yourself in too much trouble.
I don't plan on spending any money. I got the company credit card.
Ah, there you go. All right. So now you can have your boss ask you why you're like, a couple grand in debt.
John, have a
If
good
not more.
night. Everybody in the chat, thank you for stopping by. I would love to go a little longer, but I have to get up early.
It's been fun hopping on here like this. I'm trying to get used to getting on lives more often just because it's a lot easier to talk to people this way. So
I would do it more, but I'm always working at night. So
that's the problem. Working nights throws everything off because everyone does their lives like in the evening. That's when my shift just started. So
Yeah, everybody, don't forget Pontiac Power Hour Thursday at 8. I will be back, or I'll do something. I'll be on there. Don't you worry, Buff. I got you.
yeah,
Bro.
just stream from whatever casino you happen to be in.
I'll be home. My flight leaves. The problem is my flight leaves at like 10:30 in the morning, but I don't get home till 5.
Ah, all right.
Because
Yeah,
for
still
some
gives you a
reason
few
we're
hours to
flying
get
from
ready.
Vegas to Phoenix, so that's like taking off and landing. I don't know why.
Yeah, better hope you don't get stranded halfway like those guys in Colorado did.
I already told my boss I'm renting a Lamborghini and I'm driving home. Anyway, well, boys, thanks for being on the chat. Thanks for everybody for watching. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's been fun talking to everybody.
I'll see most
Glad
of
to
you
see
guys
all you guys
Thursday
at-
on Pontiac Power Hour.
Yeah, I'll be there. At least as much as I can, anyway, unless someone decides they want to talk to me at work again.
All right. Night, everybody.
Later, guys.